This is Tziporah. I'm speaking to you from Yerushalayim, Jerusalem. We're studying Chovos Halevavos. We spoke about seeing God as the unified source and will behind everything, which He is. But a question you might want to ask yourself if you're talking about relationship is, what do we know about God? What do we really know about Him? Not what He does, not what He wants, but who He is. The answer is we don't. We don't. We could talk about traits, divine traits, but in terms of knowing, we don't know. And I want to tell you why. When you talk about human traits, if I were to think of somebody who's generally admired, I'm going to just throw a name, Mother Teresa. And suppose I was talking about her to someone who never heard of her, which is completely possible. And I would say, I think that Mother Teresa was a heroic person. They would say, so what was so heroic about Mother Teresa? Whose mother is she? And I would begin to tell them about what she did in India. So notice what I'm saying. I'm defining who she is by what she did. But do I know her inner life? Of course not. Even if I were to take as an example someone who did the best that they could do to make their inner life known. Think of a great author who's enormously skilled in letting their process be known. It could only be known as far as they know themselves, which on a human level, as we all know, is very, very limited. So we talk about God's traits, His inner life. We have to be honest. Honesty here means that we're facing infinity. Infinity means that there's no description that fits. Everything we know, we describe through its borders. If I say this is a ring, it means it has a certain size, proportions. It doesn't go on forever. We define things through limitations and borders. God can't be defined. But when we're looking for God and we're trying to build our relationship with Him, what we can look for is how He interacts with us. And we let His will tell us something of what lies behind that. So let's look more deeply now. And what will we find? We'll find that one description fits God more readily than any other. That description in Hebrew is melech. A king is a ruler. So what are some traits that would define kingship? Most of us are very reactive. You yell at me, I'll yell at you. You smile at me, I'll smile at you. A person who's sovereign decides, who do I want to be? And they'll define their relationships on that level. So when you look for God today, don't look for God in terms of reaction. So it must be that God loves me because the grapefruit was so fresh. Look at God in terms of what He's expressing, not at what you're experiencing. And what you'll see is much more, a much deeper picture, a much more authentic picture of God's interactions with the world. Have a great day.